Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. For those of you who don't understand my fascination with cars, you're about to figure it out. Hopefully you have one too, because we're going to talk nothing but gearhead, ridiculous car stuff for the next little bit. And I'm thrilled to have from the TV show Everyday Driver on Velocity Networks, I've got Todd Deeken here and Paul SCHMUCKER. Welcome both of you to the show.
Joe, thanks for having us.
Terrific to have you guys here. I'm excited.
Glad to be here.
I love cars.
We love talking cars.
There we go.
This is great.
That's going to work.
We're
How long do you have?
freaks.
Yeah. Are you guys like click and clack level fans? I mean, it's like that bad?
Interesting you
bad,
touched
yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the genesis of the show where you remember the movie Critique guys, Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's, you know, it's one of those things. If you have one of those guys that you like,
Yeah.
and they recommend a movie, you'd say, huh, I think I'll go see that movie. Same kind of thing. So it was a back and forth, and hear two different opinions on the same car.
Yeah.
We're not mechanics like the click and clack guys.
No.
But we are trying to get people into a car they'll really love. And that can be any budget range. I mean, that's the whole thing about Everyday Driver is that we're generally focused on cars less than 60 grand, but you know, there's great used cars at less than 60 grand.
Oh, they're definitely.
You don't have to just go buy an exotic to have fun. Buy something that fits your family and your budget and is great fun. That's what we're chasing.
So sometimes you're going to talk about things that a lot of people maybe think about occasionally when they go out to buy a car, one that's going to last forever. So the 1988 Honda Prelude. Good grief.
Yeah.
One of the, I think it still holds the record, or is close to the record for the longest on the road, period.
Really?
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah, it's way up there.
Yeah.
We're talking I think there was one that reached 500,000 miles that the Honda bought back from the owner. You know, those types of stories, right? But an incredible car.
Yeah.
That was cheap. That thing was like 12,000, I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, brand new. I mean, it's hard to imagine. But that's the point. There are lots of cars like that, hidden gems that you didn't think about, and of course some really bad ones you don't want.
Of course, but the thing that we saw, one of the things that really was the genesis for the show was we would go to an auto show, like we all do, and you stand there and you stare at the Ferrari and you kind of drool on the Ferrari, and then we'd watch people shuffle off to a car they hated, and it was like, wait a minute, connect those worlds.
Yeah.
I understand you can't have the Ferrari and you want it, we want it, but let's get you into something that does everything for your life and you still like. That's what we're chasing all the time.
Right, maybe an Audi, maybe back in the day a Saab was a fave for me.
Sure, I can see that.
I have one still. I love driving
really?
Turbo.
All right, yeah.
It's fun to drive.
For the mountains.
Right.
Having a turbo is fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, so there are cars that people maybe don't think about, and you know what I hated, it's similar to what you just said. One thing is certainly going to the car show. The worst one for me was to go to California, rent a car, and get in this thing and like, oh my God, this Mustang is so beautiful, right?
Sure.
And I'm like laying rubber all over the place, treating it really badly because it's a rental.
The fastest cars in the world.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, we all know this.
Yeah. And they're all four-wheel drive. Right. They're all off-road.
What could possibly go wrong? I mean, really. I rented this. I paid the insurance. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. Everything will be okay. And then you get out of that car and realize you have to get back in yours when you land at your home.
Sure.
And that sucks.
And you're thinking about shopping, and you're instantly shopping for something different. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So that just fits right into what we're talking about here. Tell me about like the day-to-day show. Give me kind of a rundown of the show.
Sure. Well, I mean, predominantly what the show is we're chasing comparative cars. So we'll find like the new Focus RS, for example, all-wheel drive hatch. It's getting a lot of press. But it has competition. So let's take that and find its major competition, which is like the STI and the Golf R and the Mitsubishi Evo, that's four fun cars.
To drive a Golf, do you have to golf?
You don't.
You have to be a golfer? Because I kind of wondered.
No. Now,
there's no prerequisite. They're not checking anything.
They aren't, actually.
Your country club membership, they're not checking that.
Yes. But the Golf R is actually fairly hot. So you put all those cars together, take them to a great mountain road, and we'll shoot all day. Carving our way down this mountain road and then talk about which one's better and why. And sometimes, I admit, it gets into minutia.
Yeah.
Where if you weren't able to get into them back to back, you might not know. But we're making a 20-minute, half-hour piece about that comparison and telling you which car we like and why, and often disagreeing, because that's what we do.
Naturally disagreeing, too.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that makes sense. And it doesn't take very many people to disagree about a car.
This is true. Yes.
Two people can easily do that.
That's
the idea. You're
five.
hearing our opinions, and then we're ultimately saying, you go drive it for yourself. You've heard us.
Right.
And go, what do you think? Go drive that for yourself, because we want you to be in a fun car. We want you to spend your money better too.
Now, the luxury I'm guessing you have, do you shut down these mountain roads every now and then? A little bit of road?
Sometimes, but
Yeah.
most of it is major location scouting,
Yeah.
and it's a road that we didn't shut down, but we'll see a car every 15 minutes.
Yeah, drive it early morning, late night,
Well, yes.
right?
And,
We're always running spotters with radios and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
if we can't
make
shut
sure
it
we're
down.
safe.
So, yeah, absolutely.
One of my favorites, so just a local hint, we got to be careful there, the road up to East Canyon.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one's
Except-
way fun.
But here's the only downside, and East Canyon is a factor here as well. Generally, the roads that are great to drive are also the roads that are great to cycle.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
You got to
with
be
cycles.
careful.
That's always a major issue.
And let's say this too: some of them are the ones without barriers, and if you do something wrong, you're going off.
But that just
the
makes it
mountain.
better.
You can
That
tell
just makes it
understeer or
better.
oversteer. Now let's see, class.
Yeah.
Which way did they go off?
I don't want to figure that out going around
Based
that
on the
curve.
skid marks.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's another reason that you may want to consider going out to a track. If you really want to test a car, there are days at Miller Motorsports, now I forget the name of it now,
UMC.
Utah Motorsports
Yeah.
campus, that you can take your car out there, pay a small fee, take it out on the track, and actually test it out.
Yeah.
Smart choice.
Yes, great
Because
way.
if you
great way to
drive off
find the
there, you're in
edges.
gravel.
No, great way to find the edges for sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that. Safety. This is another thing I'm sure you guys touch on occasionally. Understanding how to drive a car. Most people take driver's ed, and that's the end.
Yeah.
And that's the
And you don't know
beginning.
how to drive a car.
No, you
don't.
You don't.
No, you don't. Yeah.
You're done. You've got nothing yet. You've no skills yet.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
We've seen people talking on the phone, doing whatever else, where driving is third or fourth on the priority list when they're in the seat.
Yeah.
And so Todd
These are
and
the
I-
people we're excited for self-driving cars for.
Yes, please go
Yes.
autonomous.
Exactly.
Absolutely true. Yes.
Exactly. So we've talked to a lot of people that have said, you know what, track driving has helped me with my street driving because of the different sensibility and
Realizing how they
both
can get out of
hands.
control.
Yeah.
Exactly. So car control and then applying that to your street driving. And that's what we've learned over the years as we've done a lot of track driving. We've seen our own skill level ramp up quite a bit, and people notice we keep both hands on the steering wheel. And I say, why do you do this? Most people don't, and it's just it doesn't
Right.
occur to us to not do that anymore, which is so
boy.
strange. It's almost kind of the opposite because from a car control standpoint, we're always thinking that way.
But driving's an ego thing too. I mean, you never
Sure it
meet
is.
anybody. But
In America,
you never meet
especially.
anybody that
Yeah.
goes, "I'm a terrible driver." You don't meet that person. Everybody's
No.
like, "I'm
Who
a great
admits
driver."
that, right?
No, nobody
Right.
talks
Who
about
admits
that.
that?
But yet, it's one of those things like pick all the sports we love here in Park City. You're always trying to get better at it. But driving is just one thing. Is like, I know how to drive. I'll be fine. I'm amazed that people stop at that place.
No, yeah, they
And-
kind of need to think lessons like you would to skiing.
Exactly. So you can constantly get better. So our local here, UMC, is great because they offer lots of classes,
Yeah.
like you're saying. But you can even, for like $10, $15, you can go to the local autocross, which is literally cones in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go drive until you spin your car in the parking lot across 3 cones and go, oops. But now you know how your car slides.
Yeah, to actually understand what a slide feels like on dry pavement or on ice. And
at
how
that-
to recover.
and that's gonna explain to you so much better not only where the limits of your car, but things your car is capable of, and where you just aren't good enough. All those things are helpful.
Yeah, I often think about people who think that the situation to turn fast to get away from something is to press the gas. No, wrong. You're going to get all that weight off the front tires. You got no control.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
And
tire
people don't
management.
get that. Yeah,
that's what you're
tire
learning
management.
at the track.
Yeah.
It's all about managing the tires and the contact patch.
Right.
And you think about, then that applies to throttle, braking,
Right.
turning, all those things. You're still managing those tires, the physics of how you're glued down to the
cannot
road,
round-
mechanical grip,
yeah.
and how you're,
Yeah,
how you're
super
stuck to the road.
important.
Yeah.
Understanding how to counter steer. A huge important one in Utah when
Huge
you're talking
here.
about ice.
Snow and
Yes,
ice.
absolutely.
Yeah, and people don't know how to do it, and they end up
Yeah.
spinning more.
Which leads us to tires that
Yeah.
we talk about a lot on the show
I hope
and
so.
our podcast.
Yeah.
That's
online.
great.
People know that we talk about tires constantly, and then they discover good tires for the right situation, especially winter tires. And we don't really call them snow tires any longer.
Yeah.
It's winter tires for temperature, but snow here as well. And we think, why wouldn't you be on winter tires here in Park City in the snow?
It makes good
It-
sense.
it-
Yeah, why would you not?
Your car control is just so much better.
Wow.
It's pretty fascinating to help people realize that too.
Now, I know our director, he's a big off-road guy. Do you guys talk about getting off the road too?
Not as much. We're mostly on-road stuff.
Try to mostly focus
Yeah.
on the road
Yeah.
and keeping it on the road.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
But understanding what your car can do and finding, I mean, it's funny to me, I've been in cars every now and then with people that they're shocked at what a normal, everyday, random car can do. Hey, I didn't know a Mini Cooper could do that. I didn't know my Accord was capable of that. Cars are incredibly capable. We just don't ever use them to what they can do, and often we don't shop for something that we're going to enjoy. It's just like, oh, this will work for all my needs. I love it when we talk to somebody on the podcast. It has 4 seats. Exactly. 4 seats, 4 doors, it should be fine. Exactly. I love when we talk to people on the podcast. They get out of something that was mundane into something in the same class that was fun, and they'll write us like, guys, I can't believe how much I like my car. I'm like, it's still just a sedan if you look at it, but we found you one you love, and that's awesome.
Yeah, a sports sedan, pretty nice.
Yeah.
Some new electric cars, pretty fun.
Yeah.
There's things out there. I haven't yet.
We've done the Model S and the Model X.
Some Tesla
They're
time.
nuts. They are
so
nuts.
much torque. I mean, these cars, you think about electric, the minute you put the electricity to the motor, they want to go.
Absolutely.
And it'll tear the tires right off the car
Yeah.
if they didn't manage the torque.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
This is
Super
how we're
powerful.
selling cars now, is how fast your phone on the instrument panel can fly backwards into the seat and hit your kids.
Yeah,
And that's how we're selling cars now, is how fast they are off the line.
It makes good sense. We've got just a moment or two. I want to talk about your favorites. Let's talk about your favorites. I know you're a Lotus guy.
I am.
I
yes.
am too.
Yeah. Lotus
Talk about
Elise,
that.
Lotus Exige are awesome. Well, and these are cars, let's be honest, for a niche market, okay?
Right.
These are not for everybody. They don't have overly nice interiors. They're really, really low. They're loud. And I'm a 10-year-old. I love it. I love it.
Me too.
But, you can go to like a BMW 1M or the 2 Series BMW, great cars at less than 50, 60 grand.
Yep.
But you can even go, my daily driver is a Scion FRS, which is also the Subaru BRZ. So 25, 30 grand, rear-wheel drive sports car. That's like Mazda Miata affordability.
Yeah,
also a great car.
We should talk about that because here in Utah, we don't see the Miata series like you guys do in California. It was huge when you were living there.
Sure.
That thing moves all over California. So people down there are like, oh, a Miata is a racetrack car? Yes.
Yeah.
Totally a racetrack
Absolutely.
car.
Yes, misunderstood in that regard.
Yeah, if you really want to get into this at all, you want to join one of the clubs, the racing clubs, that's a great car to consider, the Mazda Miata. It can slide all over the place, and it's fun to drive.
And it teaches you to be a better driver because it's not a car that you can just get to the straights and put your foot to the floor and beat everybody.
No.
But if you maintain your speed around the corners, you can kill everybody.
Yeah, figure out how to brake, figure out how to do an inside-outside pass.
Yeah.
Be on somebody's butt right up to the right moment to get outside.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Figuring out how to manage that distance between cars.
Yeah.
Critical in the Miata.
Absolutely.
Oh, guys, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
What about the STs? What are some of those you like? You into those? The old
STs.
cars, the Dodge, some of the Dodge stuff that's out there?
I mean, we love muscle cars. We love cars just about any category.
I should say SSTs rather.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, we love that stuff. It's we've noted even Ford has a performance car in just about every price category.
Yeah.
Really?
Which fascinates, from the Fiesta ST, which is pretty inexpensive, all the way to their new GT supercar
At $400,000.
$400,000.
Which is just astounding.
So they're such an enthusiast brand.
I didn't even know they had that.
That's just about to come out. It's because they did the Ford GT that was reminiscent of the 60s in the early 2000s.
Car ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that came out and was like 160 grand, and now instantly is worth like 300 grand. This is their new one, all carbon fiber madness. Already is a race car for Le Mans, and it's going to be 400 grand when they come out later this year.
Wow. See, I maybe that's another point too when we talk about Le Mans. Those are cars you could afford. That's the thing that's the reason they're out there.
Genesis
with them.
of that race, really.
The Cadillac. People can afford that car, and that thing is mean on a racetrack.
The Cadillacs, the Corvettes. I mean, you'll sometimes see like little Z4 BMWs at Le Mans. I mean, these are cars you could go get. You know?
And then you could be just a big giant Porsche geek and wear everything Porsche.
You could.
I even own.
I wish I knew a guy.
I even own Porsche Cologne. I'm admitting that to everyone. But Porsche has a design studio. They have a design arm in addition to their cars, which I love.
Does he go there?
Well, Paul has a big design background, so it taps into that as well.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't have a design. It's just a giant Volkswagen Beetle.
Hey. Joe,
The
you and I
debate
can
has
talk
begun,
for even
apparently.
further. Yes, we're going to go for a while. That's fine. That is
Debate
fine.
has begun. All right. No, Porsches, I love German cars, but I love Fords too. I'm a Mustang guy. I worked for Ford as a designer early in my career.
Yeah.
Really love all that stuff. And
But
it just
Porsche is where your heart is.
absolutely,
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely.
For sure, yeah.
I'm still a little bit the Lotus, but for sure. But I'm missing the Saab because they make airplanes too.
Yes.
Right?
No longer, but yeah. And you're a turbo guy. Saab turbo?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the way to go. Guys, I want to thank you so very much for being here and
Thank you,
talking
Joe.
cars.
Thank
We could
you.
do this for an hour. We could
Yes.
probably do an entire.
We'd
well,
love
we
it.
could do an entire
We'd love
show,
that.
obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about where people can see your entire show.
Yeah, everydaydriver.com is a great hub to find all the things we do with the YouTube stuff, the films, the podcast, but then of course the TV show is on Velocity, which is a Discovery network. So if you have most basic cable platforms, you can get there.
Discover why you love cars again.
Absolutely. Well, we also have feature-length films that we do annually that are available on Amazon as a Blu-ray and Vimeo as a rental or a download. So that's more of a 90-minute full feature-length car comparison or a road trip or even European road trips that we're starting to branch into as well.
Watch how I insert myself in this.
Yes.
You'll be able to catch me in next year's movie.
Want to go?
I'm there already.
That's awesome.
Guys, thank you so very much for being
Thank
here.
you, sir.
Again,
Thank
it's
you.
Everyday Driver. See it on Velocity Networks. See it right here, because I can assure you we're going to keep up the speed, so to speak, with these guys. Much more to come here on the Mountain Morning Show.